question was, is there a way to step outside or that involvement with the corporation or the current system, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think there is, and I think that's what we're trying to say at the end of the film. When I look at history, usually simple solutions are not good solutions. So, to end the film saying we should get rid of corporations entirely, or we should just, stop capitalism, those are unrealistic and not viable. It's not going to happen that way. History happens in different ways. So my own personal sense of how we get out of the need to be complicit in that way and how we get out of the total domination that corporations currently wield is by re-energizing our democratic institutions, by reclaiming them. So the story about Ada Colau, where she says we want to take back what is ours. We want to take back the city government of Barcelona because that's ours. That's what the difference institutionally between a corporation and a democratic institution is, that a corporation has a legal obligation to serve its shareholders above all other interests. A democratic institution has a legal constitutional obligation to serve the public interest and to serve the people. So for me, it's really about trying to re-energize those institutions, which means protesting in the streets. It means organizing. It means things like Occupy. But as we really try to emphasize at the end of the film, it means more than that too. It also means trying to gain political power. And that's a new idea among activists, progressive activists. And you're starting to see it, through Bernie Sanders, through Colau, through people like that. You're starting to see this resurgence of a kind of progressive activist, large P politics that really kind of had been dormant since, I would say, the 1960s. So I think that's a really good course to be on. And I think the idea is that democratic governments can, in fact, control corporations. They create corporations. They can uncreate them. They can regulate them. They can say that corporations are not allowed to run water systems and schools. They can do all of that. And hopefully, and again, history evolves in very strange ways, but hopefully eventually we move to a system that isn't corporate capitalist. I mean, when you think of what does capitalism mean, it means that the ism of our society is the accumulation of capital, that our entire social endeavor is to ensure that capital is accumulated. That's bizarre. What kind of a system is that? Socialism definitely has its problems, but just as a word, sometimes, in some ways, I mean, I'm a socialist, but everybody has a different conception of what that means. But at least the concept is that the ism is social. It's society. It's the people. That's the ism to serve, not the accumulation of capital. And so if we're going to move to anything that's viable as a sustainable society, it may have corporations, I don't know, and it may have market systems, I don't know, but its ultimate goal has to be to serve the collective interests of society, the individuals within it, to provide what people need to live decent lives and to flourish, and all of those good things. That should be the end, not the accumulation of capital and the hope and dream that somehow something will trickle down enough to serve all of those social and environmental goods. I guess that trickle-down notion is ultimately what we're trying to criticize here.
Okay, I'm afraid we have to wrap it up, but I think that's a great note to end it on. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for coming. Means a lot, and thanks so much for the film. It is screening digitally tonight, so please tell your friends. I think it's 6 p.m., and keep your eyes open. Oh, is there a release date or
a release date for? No, we don't know what's happening with it. I can tell you that my book, though, not to plug it or anything, is out September 22nd, and it's the same name, but the subtitle is different. It is How Good Corporations Are Bad for Democracy. That's the subtitle of the book.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.